Well, they've already had an effect on some markets, as you well know. Last week, the American stock market went down 2 or 3%, so somebody's paying attention. Unfortunately, we've had problems in Gaza for at least 40 years, and I'm afraid we might have at least for another 40 years the way things are going. These eruptions break out, and they always have an effect, and they will continue to. Is this the beginning of the Third World War? I doubt it. Certainly not in Palestine, Gaza, Israel. We have all been making many mistakes there for a long time, and I'm afraid we will continue to. Someday one of them may get out of control, but fortunately, too much of the world is focusing on this now for it to get out of control. Ukraine is more dangerous, if you ask me, because unfortunately nobody seems to be getting it right. Not that they are in Gaza, but certainly not in Ukraine. The Russians seem to be fouling up. The Americans certainly seem to be fouling up. Is this the beginning of the Third World War? I doubt this is going to erupt much further too, but it is more dangerous because there are too many people with too many hard heads. Well, if war is going to break out, obviously the way you play war is gold, oil, commodities. War is not good for anything, except it's always been good for real assets, because people desperately need real assets during time of war, whether they're in the war or just protecting themselves. So other than that, I don't see that any of this is good for anybody or anything. Well, yes, the rupee, you have big reserves, but you also have huge debts. India keeps running up higher and higher debts. So until we can figure out exactly what the new government's going to do, I am skeptical of the rupee. The renminbi, I certainly own the renminbi, would like to buy more if they ever, especially if they ever make it convertible. By the way, if the rupee is ever convertible, that could have exciting and dramatic consequences in India. The Japanese yen I own, mainly because there's so many people short the Japanese yen right now. It's certainly got long-term basic problems, fundamental problems. In the meantime, there's lots of shorts, so I own it. What else? The Hong Kong dollar, I certainly would buy, I have bought and would buy more Hong Kong dollars. A, it's tied to the US dollar, so there's not much risk. B, eventually it's going to disappear once the renminbi is convertible. So then you could get renminbi probably at a cheaper rate. So I guess of all of them, well, not of all of them, but certainly the Hong Kong dollar is complicated but also interesting.